itchy scalp. I'm just so sore. And just wanted to make a short journal entry of my day to day. You know, I hate drawing attention. And as I've gotten bigger and working out on the mountain, that'll train your body. And like, I don't go to the gym, so that I don't create unnatural exercises. And the way I trained, I think I've made other videos about it. Like I'm proficient in Wing Chun. I studied RBWI. I sort of have like a black belt. They never gave me belts though. Because in Nebraska, you have to carry like a license. Otherwise, you can be considered like a human weapon. So I never had belts. Um, I'm a natural drunken fist, and the reason it's so natural to me is because RBWI teaches you to stay on your toes, and Wing Chun teaches you to triangulate center of mass and shift on your heels. And so when you amalgamate those techniques, you can roll. And it's just like the perfect training schedule for learning Drunken Fist. Now, I don't consider myself a master of Drunken Fist, but I'm a natural at it. And I'm trained a little bit in Muay Thai, Aikido, Monkey Paw, a little bit of Mantis. What else is there? Like, I just have this ability where I can see something and do it. And it runs in my family. Like, eidetic memory and stuff, so. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because the guy at the liquor store, the owner walks out with his wife, and I just go, "You two should go on a date after we have our greetings." And they just laugh. They're so cute together. He's a lucky man, finding the love of his life, you know. And he's such a nice guy. He's a sweet man. And so I guess the employee wanted to have a conversation. I think he heard me say that. And asked me what I can bench press. Because, you know, I guess that's like a guy thing. I used to shrug. I think it was like 360 pounds. And I would do 50 reps. And that was in high school. My shoulders and my ID were up from when I'm 16 are fucking huge. Like, I think I have my wallet in here with all my old IDs. And but I never built muscle mass. I did endurance training. So I don't know where the original one is. So I always did endurance. I never did bench press because I would train to my reflexes. Since I have a high reflex capacity, when you bench press too much, it slows you down and ruins your endurance. So when I was working out and training myself, I would work out for, I don't even know how long, like 4 to 6 hours typically every day. And I would do, I think, 50 punches with 35-pound dumbbells like this, and doing them slow, burning that in, and then accelerating and pushing through the bag. Then I'd go to 25, 20, 15, and then 5. And it would be a total of 200 reps. And then I would do 200 or 250, I forget. And I would do 10,000 calf raises, walking to the grocery store, up and down a hill, various hills. I used to be able to calf raise something like 200 fucking pounds. Added with that, with my body weight at that time, which was 180 pounds. Yeah. And then, what else? 200 elbows. The presses, I would do light endurance and focus on acceleration so that I could hit hard. And, it's all based on, like, being able to strike quicker than what my eyes can see. And my reflex capacity averages to 0.11. So, I'm striking like a Formula One car. I did not sleep well last night. At all. Terrible. Fell asleep at like 4 a.m. ish. No, 5:30. Yeah, sun was coming up. And slept till I think 10. So I'm only on about 4 hours of sleep. Terrible. My eyes were so red. I don't know. I just haven't been happy lately. Being 36, your body doesn't recover like it used to. And so, working out on the mountain breaks me down, and it takes a bit of time to recover, build up the protein. But I've been taking multivitamins, so they've really been helping. And watching Shooter again. It's a pretty good show. I always liked was it Brad Pitt? I think, right? Mark Wahlberg, not Brad Pitt. For some reason, I get them two mixed up. I don't know what to do. My thumb's been going numb. These fingers have been going numb. I don't know if I overstressed my spine. I'm having trouble breathing. Could be the altitude. Could just be being overweight. Could be alcohol. But if I don't drink, I get really bad cold flashes. Are my pupils the same size? Are they functioning? They look weird in the camera. I don't know. one of my eyes is smaller than the other, so it does weird stuff to compensate. When I got glasses, they had to. I had glasses in the 6th grade, and though I've tested to like 20/30 vision, I I had really bad eyesight in the 6th grade, so I had to get glasses, and one lens was larger than the other. And I am getting cold flashes because I was sobering up. And I've been getting them for a long time. They just kind of got progressive, and alcohol helps. It calms them down. It's at a weird temperature today. It's around 70 degrees, I'm guessing. It says 62, but you can't ever trust it. There's a thermostat in the bag. And I always get really uncomfortable at 70 degrees. I either have to be too warm or too cold. I just ain't happy. I'm a miserable sack. Openly being gossed about, being called scary, kind of hurt my feelings. But when you're alone, you have to be strong. Always check every day. You keep your mind on the chamber. Mm. And it's one of these days where I just don't know what to do with myself. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not rested. And don't really feel high or low. It's more of just a neutrality. And I'm sweating. What pain. But that is my day today. Like, I want to go outside and work on the mountain. But I could barely walk to the car without, I just couldn't even breathe. Maybe that'll put me in a good mood. Hopefully. Facebook banned me from creating new messages, conversations, it said. So I don't get to talk to anybody or meet new people now. I don't even know why they banned me. I don't remember. Might have found a woman I want to paint though. She's a creator on Facebook. But when I see something I want to paint, I get a certain emotion. I've never painted a female. I've looked for so long to find one that gives me the same stimulus as all my paintings. Kind of want to just drive. That's one thing about Estes is though I love this place so much, it can drag on you. And so I used to just drive all the time. I drove every single day. I would usually do the Glen Haven loop around to 34 or go to Fort Collins once a week, or Loveland, but gas is so expensive now and my budget doesn't fit that. And so I don't get to drive as much as I like. And I can drive for 15 hours straight. At least I used to be able to. Who knows? I haven't been on a road trip in a long time. I have to have these dynamics to make me happy. And they're very simple. Music. I barely have inspiration anymore. Painting. I'm always looking for a painting, but they're hard to find. Driving. Cooking a good meal. Those raise your spirits. Smelling something, cooking for a long period of time reminds me of my grandmother. Because her whole house just every day smelled like something to look forward to consuming. It helps to talk about this stuff, though, to be honest. Yeah. I don't know. Just been thinking about Bellamai a lot lately. But if I'm going to live alone in these mountains, I need to be mentally stout and train my mind to suffer. Because you never know what's going to happen up here. It's even weirder up here on this mountain. The weather is just fucking weird. Where's my phone? Shit, I left it in my car. Like yesterday, it was 48 degrees. and I could only see 50 yards. It was so humid, I could barely breathe. It was almost suffocating. And I had to move to Colorado because I kept getting lung infections. And I stopped getting them when I moved here because it was very dry, consistent, and with all the cloud seeding, like all that moisture in the air, and like I was getting like phlegm buildup in my lungs, mucus buildup or whatever. It took me like an hour to hawk it all up. There should be more oxygen right now. Maybe it's heart disease, thickened blood, dehydration. I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like I can't breathe. Like, you feel like there's no air entering your lungs. That's why people in the mountains tend to, they get smaller. I'm gonna put my gin. Yeah, I've been alone so fucking long, like... It's really tough to tolerate anymore. Even I'm getting weak. I stayed focused for so long, you know, studying philosophy and physics. And when I peaked, I lost what I spent, you know, the best years of my life on pursuing. And so there's this just empty void in my life now. This place, though, I always say never forget to look around. I tell everybody that. Don't forget to look around. Me, I will stare at something for hours and just feel the vision or think or, you know, and being in this beautiful place, it reminds me of Belmai as why. Because she was just so cute. Like, just seeing her was a breath of fresh air. Though she was suffering, you know, I tried my best just to treat her right, to show her a good time, show her romance. Like the movie theater that we would frequent, it has places for wheelchairs. But I would pick her up and take her to the best seat in the theater so that she could sit there. And I would cook for her, or I mean, I offered her if she wanted to have sex. I would try my best to satisfy her, but we never did. It just didn't feel right. Like, she couldn't. I like a woman that can take control in a bed, have some physical passion. They have to be able to fight me, to tell me no. Though I do love being dominant of a woman, obviously. As a fighter, every fighter enjoys dominance. It just broke my heart to see her, like, knowing that we would have been perfect together. I could never take her dancing. She was one of a kind. So this building, like, it keeps stimulating that emotion somehow, because this building's so beautiful. And this forest is beautiful. Looking out over the forest is like looking through time of your life, in a way, like this optimism that you have, wondering what's out there, but knowing that you can sort of being above it is, I don't know how to describe it. Hmm. I don't have words for these emotions. But somehow they connect in my brain. Whatever stimulus of love or beauty or infatuation or obsession connects between the ideas of, because all women should be just natural. They are a representation of nature. And the forest is that of, individual trees, all just a little different, but they're the same thing. And the thesis of mankind is that, you know, babies become men and women, but we each have a cognitive state. Everybody has all these properties, these different ways of thinking, and that's as if, though there's a tree, each branch is a little different, how you can climb each tree. Isa was saying that this is one world with 7 billion worlds walking upon it. I think that's beautiful philosophy. All these videos I make, uh, to be real, like I, I will let myself feel emotions, and so some of them are honest, some of them's acting, some of it's comedy, some of it's just being ridiculous. Uh, like I'm a very dynamic person, but I'm a good person. I just I don't know what to do with myself other than talk. I miss kind of playing zombies, but that point in my life of just obsessing over philosophy, and I would use 3 stimuli. Because once I found the laws of free will, and when I wrote the Constitution for cognitive life, well, I started it. I didn't finish it. I left it just in case there's another philosopher that he could finish my work. I couldn't finish it. However, what would be the point? I want to write a movie. I'm trying to work out all these variables. That's another reason why I make all these weird videos. Like that one about Voltaire, and I'm freaking out about the weather and all that stuff. Is trying to accent this nature of a crazed mountain man. I'm still trying to resolve how he. Because every film, a really good film has not just the standardized like climax structure, but what was that movie I watched with Brendan Fraser and he's in Japan? Starts off as a comedy and decays into a very sad state, but it's a beautiful film. I love Brendan Fraser, and he's doing his best work ever. The guy's awesome. It started off with The Mummy. Then I saw all those other films like Airhead or Airheads, whatever the one where they're musicians and they want to put out their album. So they like hold a radio station hostage. Monkey Bones, pretty fucking wild. Blast from the Past, I love that film. Uh, Journey to the Center of the Earth has aged really well, actually. I used to think it was really bad, but now it's like stuff that you don't like, you tend to like more over time. It's really strange. What to do with myself? I'm gonna keep elaborating. So I used to play a lot of zombies. I just love zombie games. Like I spent like 4,000 hours playing Dying Light. And I balanced in a chair. It was a wooden ring. It had this bar on the bottom. And I took these bolts and I broke the chair and set these bolts up in the holes. They were offset so that it would lightly catch. It would just ever so slightly. And I would sit there and focus. I would typically watch like Big Bang Theory, New Girl, I love a lot. Zoe Deschanel's finest fucking work, I think. She's so good. Uh, what else would I watch? I watched every single zombie movie ever made at that time. And I balanced in this chair, listen to music, listen, because that's why I have to always have like something in the background. It helps me focus. I'm able to clear my mind. When I listen to music, watch a show, and play a video game, I have three forms of stimulus. And that's how I isolated philosophy. Also, balancing in the chair was a form of meditation, essentially. It took me 4 years to fall. I finally fell. And that's when I hit my J45 and it has a dent in it now. Because it was on the couch behind me. So stupid. But like I said, it took me 4 years to fall out of that chair, to rotate backwardly. And I did this for, I would only sleep 4 hours at a time and get up and go and focus. Good times. Man, I miss zombie movies, cheesy B-rated kung fu, and really good Chinese food. I think that is a staple of your 20s. Like Chinese food's not as good as it used to be. It's terrible now. But the place that I would go, they never use like MSG. Because MSG gives me migraines or it makes me sick. And Same with aspartame. Like, I can't drink drinks with aspartame. I get weird and dizzy and stuff and headaches. And Lou House at that time just made the best fucking food. And they would give you so many noodles, and it was perfectly balanced, and all you needed was a package of soy sauce. They give you a fucking thing like this big, packed full of noodles with actual smoked red pork, perfectly stripped too, and cut and fried. And aging sucks. I don't really have anything to look forward to other than loneliness right now. It's pretty awful. But I have really cool things, you know, things that define my life. A lot of chaos that I need to organize. I always let myself fall into chaos so that I can construct my mind against it after. And I've never been one to desire being perfect. Like all those videos, you know, could be institutionalized probably for some of them. It's all in good jest to, you know, try to isolate this character I'm constructing. I got a whole list of like stuff like let's see, where's my list? So, comedy ideas. Skilled but crazed mountain man at the end of his wits yells at a tree because it won't fall, possibly hallucinating the barking of a dog, and yells at the mountain. The tree is stronger than the stone, and the metal wedge keeps bouncing out, though his cut is perfect. That's from that video of me trying to fell that tree. That fucking tree would not fall. I think it was awesome. But also, I was doing it because I knew the wedge would bounce out. And I thought that'd be hilarious. You can see me breaking character in the video. All right, ridiculous responses from women of interest. Inspired by Brittany Decker, this girl that I knew in high school. The photo of her eating a cheeseburger like a slob and holding a large giraffe statue. I asked her to send me nudes. And so, Nebraska girls, God, I love them. They're awesome people. The small town ones, they're so fucking cool. So I asked her to send me nudes. She sends me a photo of her eating a cheeseburger like she's holding a giant giraffe statue. Oh, she was cool. My first kiss inspiration. Oh yeah, Amber. So I messaged her. Who the fuck are you? Sends a photo of the fattest woman eating with her back turned. No idea where she got that photo. Proceeds to push into weird sexual advances. I do anyway. And she isolates the truth of a lonely man somewhere depraved of sexual acts such as tongue fucking her butthole. I really got grotesque with it. Like, we grew up together. She's a fucking awesome person, resulting in a perfect social experiment of Nebraska girls and their comedic responses to unwarranted sexual interest. Only Nebraska girls are like that, and they make you like them ever more, rather than just blocking or not responding. Yeah, they're fucking awesome women. I love them. I love Nebraska women. They're so good. I've been through 15 states. I've met so many people, and people will just basically kill you. They don't care. You know, like, it's like social murder. Anyway, rooster in the morning against dogs at the crack of dawn. I don't know what I meant by that. His hair is greasy, your mind is greasy retort. She is petite, but has a big brain. What the fuck was that one about? Oh, my axe. I better write that down. Yeah, my this beauty, the Council FE8, 30-inch handle, but she's petite. She's got a big brain. Pipes break, weather constantly working against. Fucking hair, it's static in this place, man. Like little hairs will just like. It's crazy, the physics. Uh, Pipes break, weather constantly working against me, and all my repairs are worthless. And that's, again, way to isolate this madness that I want to try to display. And then he has to redeem himself in some way. Killed a mouse with a shampoo bottle? Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, I killed a mouse with a shampoo bottle. I threw it at him. Small travel size. Huh? Oh, it's a small travel size bottle. Didn't want to have. I've left that on the floor, trying to create recollective memory. Didn't want to have to experience that, but I couldn't let it escape the bathroom. Now, instead of just enjoying the night, I'm not the brink of emotional failure, emotional collapse, and drinking at 2 a.m. again. If only there was a way to be, if only we could become what we believe. Trying to inspire concepts, I guess. Spinning shopping carts to obstruct bullet. Ah, concept of battle. Okay. What is this thing? These, like, they activate my reflexes sometimes. Concept of battle and honor? I don't know. Thumbs are too small for my gloves. Another thing to drive you mad, right? My thumbs are too small for these gloves. Like, they actually, it, like you can see here, like, because when you work with them, they, they move like that. It's so that you don't tear the leather. It's designed to be like that. What is with this hair in the air? Fucking crazy, man. Remember this. It takes time for the cops to arrive. I think I'm talking about when I was regulating traffic. Imagine if I were to isolate you in this moment. How would you deal with what I can do to you here? Oh, no, threats in the mountains, trespassers and stuff. I'm just going to write trespassers and stuff to add to that so I can keep it going. Possibly possessed. Asked a demon to hang out. Oh, come on. Okay, so now what? Conversations with the devil. I actually made a comment about this. Post about this on Facebook. It's sort of a allegory sort of type thing. The devil. Seriously, where does this even come from? The devil. I have the power of eternity. Why does that matter? Because you suffer so much? I enjoy eternity. If you have fallen, how much more can you fall? The earth is so small, so you need us to be strong. I once was angry, now I feel nothing. You don't need a cuddle then? Asking the devil to cuddle. No. Dots. You are the fallen angel? Yes. Thus, you are an angel. You experience life, love, and happiness, whatever happiness means. I am hell. The fire brings with it you pain. And what if I enjoy the fire? And you are cast out and upon human nature. Then what am I? A demon? Anyway, having hiccups at the wrong time during a threat. Yeah, I remember I was like, I heard something outside, and like this building creaks a lot. And so I couldn't stop hiccuping. I was like, people are gonna fucking hear my location. This is not a good time to have hiccups. You gotta stay vigilant in these mountains. It's not a joke. This is hardcore shit. Like, I know everybody wants to believe that we're civilized, but the truth is that this is real nature here. And it is fucking dangerous. The only time I've experienced love. Come on. We were laying in a bed and flirting and tickling the idea slowly over time. Tickling the idea of love. It's like a brain tickle. The sex was like feeling a fireplace radiating through your body. If you were surrounded by fire or campfires to a normal person, feeling radiant heat coming from your core, and it's slower and not just humping, pounding, lust or desire. Soon your brain develops a unique emotion, a connection like stretching wire to another person's home. The wire became tight but doesn't ruin or break. It never weakens or becomes a dragged down line from gravity. That's how your brain feels as you look beyond her eyes. Mouth, nose, or ears. I wrote this about Christy. It's a fourth dimensional sensation, and it will fuck you up for the rest of your life if you fail. Love is the opposite of battle, fighting, or warfare. The thrill of dying is the thrill of loving from a mirror of reality. You aren't seeing yourself anymore, but the realization that something or someone else is more important than you can ever become. I'm such a jackass. Because I experienced that, I have to use it. It has to have dynamics. But it's tough to read. For me. It doesn't matter. I can live 1,000 times and you won't win. It doesn't matter what you do to me. I will win. I do not even remember what I wrote that about. Probably uh, a poem. It's probably inspired by one of my poems. I can control the light and dark from perspectives. My own skin becomes power. That's about nature and walking into darkness. I have that video where I shut off the lights because I thought somebody was out there. I heard footsteps. Too much snow in May. Can't leave. Isolated in peace, but full of hate and distaste. Dressing my past, can I become funny? We had 54 inches of snow once. It's almost 5 feet. Luckily, I have a bobcat. You befriended a bob. Oh. I made a mountain journal about that. I met this weird fucking guy, and we were talking about the snow, and he's like, I remember this time we had 54 inches of snow, and he says, luckily I had a bobcat, and I, my brain's like, you befriended a bobcat? No, the machine. Everybody starts laughing. What is worth remembering? Do you really think it's gold? Or is gold the euphemism? The demon, death, will recognize you as a worthy opponent, but upon conquering you, you shall feel deep regret, upon which pretend your memory was what of value. Yeah, I would call that self inclusion. All this stuff I have to figure out how to write into a script. Because I want to make a movie. I'm really mad, but I laugh. Madness makes me laugh. That's kind of like that 70s show, The Mother of Eric, right? I think his name's Eric. I haven't watched that in so long, but uh, the mother, there's a scene where she says she laughs when she's sad or something, or it breaks. I forget what it is. It's been like fucking 18 years since I watched that show. No, I was watching it at Roberta Vance, so 2009. Can I lick your giant forehead? What? I mean, I'm attracted to women with like large foreheads. They're fucking sexy to me. But I do not remember writing that one. I must have been really drunk in the middle of the night and saw some photo of a woman with a large forehead and I wanted to lick it. He picked up a shopping cart and threw it at them, the enemy. Oh, yeah. That's a tactic. See, I think because I have that weird like it's it's not actual survivor's guilt, but it's a weird circumstance about the Aurora theater shootings. And so I think there would be a good way to use a fight in maybe a grocery store or a library or something, and you use like these tools that we accumulate objects with and use them as an offensive tool. Craves from lost love, desires to breed a Japanese woman under a cherry blossom bloom. Yeah, that would be sexy as hell. So sexy. That's like that's the only thing I can imagine if I were ever to fornicate again. It would be with a Japanese woman under the most beautiful tree on the planet. With the most beautiful culture. How odd. It can be that I am fierce, yet there's nothing to fight but a mind that is within myself. Okay, madness, the whole thing. A man's beautiful woman of lust, though they appear, envy appears. I think I wrote this about the liquor store guy. That envious men are recognizing others' niche. The man must confront himself upon his desires and pursue will against himself, no matter how beautiful the woman. The grace of men are what are. Yeah, so I wrote that about because, like I said, I mentioned earlier, I saw them together. They were walking out, and I told them to go on a date because I envy him. I envy that. I mean, he has a beautiful wife. She's gorgeous and humble and sweet. She's sweet as fucking honey. Quiet and loves him so much. You can just see it in her. And I walk by them, we greet each other, and I tell him to take her on a date because I desire that, you know? I desire what that is. It's not that I desire his woman, but I can acknowledge her beauty. So it's a weird way of desiring her and him. It's hard to explain other than expressing it that way. The gravity of every demon is that of all pain. Give me all of it. If I die, don't honor me or mention me. You become free and I will feel something. Reverse, obviously. What? Giant head. I have an abnormally sized head. A sense of heroism and redemption, as I mentioned earlier. Oh, this dream I had. Yeah, I want to incorporate this. So I had this dream where I actually finished one of my theories, and I wrote it on a chalkboard, but I couldn't remember it when I woke up. And I won a Nobel Prize, but aliens were taking people that won these Nobel Prizes because the aliens didn't have imaginations, and so they would bring them back to their home world in this pretend guise of finding a utopian society of geniuses, but they were harvesting human brains for imagination computers. Approaching a room of darkness where my hands can't exist, I memorize the trail of needs, fumbling slowly, continuing slowly. I am hated. That is walking into darkness. Tales of failed love. Yeah. Flies are annoying. It's funny to keep flies around. I keep them around to annoy me. One wrong step outside my window. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard somebody's outside my window. I could actually read there. They're the size of their fucking footprint based on how they walked, and I found it the next morning and knew exactly where it was. I went out to basically potentially kill them. Producing green-eyed children joke from an officer I debated with. Oh, right. That guy. So, there's this girl named Jamie. She's one of two women I've ever met in person that has green eyes, and I have green eyes. And so, I wasn't even saying I wanted to, like, fuck her. It wasn't. They still can. He's still, like, prescribed as, like, harassment. But one of the flawed uh, definitions of harassment is unwanted. Anything can be considered unwanted. It would never hold up in a court of law. And I talked to him for like an hour. We just joked, laughed after a while. He made fun of me. I said it was like, mainly it was really about producing green-eyed children. And he made some really great joke, so I have to rework that one. I can't remember exactly what he said because I was really drunk. But he's going to make a fine officer. You are worthy. How am I worthy when I can't remember where my cup went? I guess I lost my cup sometime. It was wandering around intoxicated. Where the fuck did my cup go? What the fuck? Computer. This goddamn trackpad is way too big. There's a lot here. Oh my gosh. See, it still's going. So the silence, great. As you hear the wind as it falls, you hear their breath. And as you breathe, you begin to wonder. Interesting. Suffocating through time. I'm guessing I'm referencing Christy here. We were laying in bed one time, and this was my birthday. She took me to a concert, and we are fucking high as shit on ecstasy. And I can't get a boner. And she wanted to have an orgy. She brought me to this house in the middle of fucking nowhere on the plains with like 9 guys inside. Set up an orgy. Was going in the bathroom. She was setting up all her makeup and stuff. I was like, I do not want to partake in this. Can we leave? So we left. And we try hooking up in her car. But I just, I can't perform. All we did was cuddle and talk. And when we kissed, I told her it was like a breath of fresh air. It was like I could breathe again. It's one of my most romantic events. Anyway, someone is always doing something stupid around me. I can't escape it. I must survive idiocracy. Or idiocy or whatever. I think that's a reference to that movie. Yeah, somebody's always doing something stupid around me. Actually, it's become more competent lately. 6 throwing axes as men oh yeah. I can throw axes very proficiently, so. Fluxes his gun left to right and overcomes names well. Okay, so it's a battle sequence attempt of being approached outside. Breeding a woman under cherry blossoms. I guess I wanted to repeat that. The pain of your past. Yes. There are 7 billion upon this earth. I can't find a single one to love. I embrace wrath, and the demon consumed me. I am now wrath upon you. I walk in the darkness. I see the bathroom. I have to urinate. And then I think I am strong. I do not become weak. Then I fart. God damn it. I hate fart jokes, but that's a pretty good one. Like you're just like outside trying to survive and you just happen to fart and then everybody knows where you are. How to be very serious, and then weakness of human society shows upon the strength. Oh my god, this keeps going. I am just tired. I'm not even going to read them anymore. I'm going to end the video. It's been an hour.